What if I told you that reality as you know is no longer the same? That the signs are everywhere, but few can perceive them? The truth is that many are already experiencing the effects of the fifth dimension, but they have not yet understood what is happening. Strange sensations in the body, changes in time perception, a sudden increase in intuition, all this may seem random, but in fact they are clear evidence of an energetic transition that is altering the way we interact with the world around us. The problem is that most people ignore these signs. They believe it is just tiredness, stress or chance, without realizing that they are experiencing something much greater, an evolution of consciousness. And while some fight against these changes, others are already awakening to a new reality where time seems different, the senses become sharper and synchronicity intensifies. Have you noticed something like this happening in your life? If you feel something has changed, even without being able to explain exactly what, it's because you are already in tune with this new frequency. And in this video, I will show you 5 undeniable signs that this is happening to you. Pay attention, because after you know that, you will no longer look at reality in the same way. Something is happening. Many people feel in their body, but do not know how to explain. Suddenly, tiredness hits strangely, as if the energy was being drained for no reason. The heart accelerates from nothing, a tightness in the chest arises and adds as if obeying an invisible logic. They are clear signs of an energy transition, a deep adjustment of the vibrational frequency of the body to accompany changes in consciousness. What once seemed just exhaustion can actually be the body trying to adapt to the fifth dimension. And don't think it's just you. Many people report inexplicable physical changes, passing pain, subtle tremors, a kind of tingling that comes and goes without warning. The human body is not just matter, he responds to energy flows that are currently being recalled. This can generate spiritual symptoms that challenge conventional logic. Have you ever felt as if your perception of time was different? As if certain days flying and others took eternity? This is not illusion, it is part of the change. In addition, there is an interesting detail: these sensations are accompanied by changes in body energy. Appetite oscillates, sleep no longer follows a predictable pattern, and even light sensitivity can increase. Some people feel uncomfortable with bright screens or artificial lights, as if their senses were tuned to a new frequency. This is because, when resonating from higher vibrations, the physical body becomes more sensitive to external stimuli. And what to do before it? The best strategy is to listen to the body. If he asks for rest, rest. If you feel the need to walk barefoot on the earth or spend more time in nature, answer this call. Small adjustments in everyday life can facilitate this transition. Techniques such as conscious breathing, meditation, and even coarse salt baths help balance energy. The important thing is to understand that all this is part of a spiritual awakening, and the more resistance there is, the more intense the process will be. And when the signs are even more subtle, almost imperceptible. Have you ever felt that insistent itch on your nose for no apparent reason? Or did it sneeze suddenly, without cold, without allergies, without any logical explanation? For know that this can be much more than a simple physical reaction. These small events are actually reflections of an ongoing energy adjustment. The human body is a major frequency receiver, and when the energy transition happens, it reacts from the most unexpected forms. Singe and itching may be signs that energy blocks are dissolving, allowing new frequencies to enter circulation. Imagine that energy flows like a river. If there are debris on the way, the water is dammed, creating tension. But when this barrier breaks, the flow flows again freely. The same occurs in the human energy field. By raising its vibrational frequency, old loads begin to be released, and the body responds with subtle signs, as sudden sneezing. Some cultures believe this is an indication of changes in body energy, moment when the spirit literally expels what no longer serves. And what to do when these signs appear. First, note. Synchronicity may be trying to show you something. Did you have a specific thinking before sneezing? Was it in a loaded environment? Did you notice any change in your energy later? Small details can reveal a lot about what is happening at subtle levels. In addition, practices such as aromatherapy and conscious breathing can help to soften these spiritual symptoms, allowing the body to integrate these new vibrations more easily. The good news. These episodes are usually passengers. As they come out of nowhere, they leave when the body fits. But as the evolution of consciousness intensifies, new signs begin to emerge, and some of them are even more intense, such as sudden changes in body temperature. Out of nowhere, intense heat rises through the body, as if an invisible flame had been lit within you. Or, on the contrary, a cold chill runs through its spine, without explanation. These sudden variations of temperature are not only common physiological reactions, they can be spiritual symptoms of a deep adjustment happening in your energy field. The body, when undergoing an energy transition, releases and absorbs different frequencies, which can generate sudden heat and cold waves. This is because we are tuning with higher vibrations, and this adaptation can be physically felt. Think of the body as an antenna that, when changing frequency, needs to recalibrate your signal. During this process, there may be increased sensitivity to light, changes in energy circulation, even involuntary tremors. The heat is often linked to the activation of energy centers, such as the solar plexus chakra, while the cold can indicate a deep realignment of body energy. Many people report feeling these changes especially at night, when the body is more receptive to the subtle transformations that occur during sleep. If this is happening to you, you need not worry, but it may be helpful to observe the standards. Does heat arise in times of intense emotion or deep meditation? Does the cold appear when you are in certain places or talking to certain people? Identifying these standards can help you better understand how your energy is interacting with the environment. To relieve effects, drinking water, conscious breathing, and even adjusting food can make a big difference. Light and natural foods help stabilize vibrational frequency and minimize energy peaks. Interestingly, as this evolution of consciousness advances, other senses also begin to change. The light looks more intense, the screens and artificial lamps bother more than before, as if the eyes were seeing a new reality. Have you ever felt the light looks more intense than before? As if the brightness of the sun was stronger, the most aggressive screens, and even the ordinary lamps cause discomfort. This is no coincidence. With the elevation of vibrational frequency, the senses begin to adjust to a new reality. Light, being a direct manifestation of energy, is perceived differently by those who are in the process of spiritual awakening. This increased sensitivity may be a sign that your vision is tuning to capture more subtle frequencies. Many people report that they have begun to notice halos around objects, sparkles in unexpected places, or even more vibrant than normal colors. This is because, as the body goes through this energy transformation, perception also changes. Physical eyes begin to capture nuances that once went unnoticed, and this may be an indication that the fifth dimension is becoming a closer experience. Some come to see energy patterns, while others feel that charged environments are more visually heavy. If you are going through this, there are ways to relieve discomfort without blocking this new perception. Decreasing display time, choosing softer lights, and spending more time outdoors can help. In addition, practices such as swimming, looking at the sun in the early minutes or late afternoon, can strengthen this new sensitivity without causing eye fatigue. The secret is to allow this adjustment to happen naturally, without resisting or ignoring the signs that the body is giving. But what about this sensitivity goes beyond vision? Some people begin to feel subtle vibrations in the body, as if something was activating specific energy points. Have you ever felt a strange tingling in your hands, feet, or even at the top of your head for no apparent reason? as if a slight electric current traveled your body at random times. This is not just a common physiological reaction, it is a clear sign that your energy is realizing. When the body goes through an energy transition, the energy centers, or chakras, begin to activate, and this can be felt as subtle pulse or even small electric discharges. These are classic symptoms of vibrational frequency raising and strengthening the connection to higher dimensions. Many people report feeling these sensations just before bed or during times of meditation. It is as if the body is being adjusted to function at a new frequency. Tingling on the palms, for example, may indicate that your energy is becoming stronger, preparing for more subtle interactions, such as the ability to feel the energy field of others. Already pulsation in the forehead or in the region of the third eye can be a sign of expansion of perception, allowing to see beyond the physical world. And how to deal with it? First, understand that it is a natural process. There is nothing wrong with your body, on the contrary, it is becoming more sensitive and receptive. If you want to soften the intensity of these sensations, practices such as warrings, barefoot on earth, coarse salt baths and deep breathing exercises can help balance energy. Another tip is to pay attention to times when these symptoms appear. Is there any synchronicity between them and their thoughts or emotions? Often, these signs arise as a warning that their evolution of consciousness is advancing quickly. And as this transformation continues, other changes begin to happen, and one of the most notable is the way we perceive time. Suddenly the days seem too short or incredibly long, as if the time flow was being changed. Have you noticed how time seems to be different? A few days go flying, while others seem to drag themselves endlessly. The clock continues to mark the same 24 hours, but the way we experience them has changed completely. This is because, as consciousness expands, the connection with the fifth dimension becomes stronger. And in this new vibration, time is no longer linear as we are used to. It behaves fluidly, shaping our vibrational frequency and our state of presence. In times of high energy, when we are aligned and focused, time seems to accelerate. Have you noticed how hours can pass on a blink of an eye when you are immersed in something you love? On the other hand, when we resist change or vibrate in anxiety and fear, time drags on. This is because, in high states of consciousness, we enter what many call quantum time, where past, present, and future begin to intertwine. No wonder many people report to feel déjà vus more often or perceive repetitive patterns in their lives. If you are feeling this change in your perception of time, it is a clear sign that your consciousness is expanding. To deal with it more in a more balanced way, try to observe your daily standards. What activities make time accelerate? Which make him slow down? The practice of mindfulness, meditation, and even simple changes, such as reorganizing your routine to live with more presence, can help you navigate this transition more fluidly. After all, if time is changing to you, it is because your evolution of consciousness is already in an advanced stage. And along with this new temporal perception, something even more curious begins to happen. Life seems full of inexplicable coincidences. You think of someone, and suddenly that person sends you a message. Repeated numbers appear everywhere. Synchronicities increase, as if the universe were sending direct messages. Have you ever been thinking of someone and, a few minutes later, does that person send you a message? Or look at the clock repeatedly and see numbers like 11:11, 22:22, 3:33. These are not mere coincidences, these synchronization, clear signs that their energy is resonated with the flow of the universe. When we go through an energetic transition, we begin to realize these events more often, as if we were in tune with a new reality, where chance gives way to intelligent communication between our conscience and the world around. This is because by raising our vibrational frequency, we become more receptive to subtle messages. Small events that once went unnoticed now seem to have a deeper meaning. Finding a specific book just as I needed that information, listening to a song that describes exactly your emotional state, or even bumping into an unexpected opportunity are examples of this. The fifth dimension operates in a different logic from three-dimensional. It is all energy in motion, and what we emit back to us in surprising ways. If synchronicities are intensifying in your life, enjoy them as a guide. Instead of ignoring them, ask yourself, what is the universe trying to show me? Perhaps it is time to follow a new way, change a habit, or pay more attention to the internal signs. Synchronicity is not just a curious phenomenon, it is a reminder that your evolution of consciousness is active and that your energy is increasingly aligned with what really makes sense to you. And as these energy changes happen, the body continues to adapt. Some people begin to feel different discomfort, an oscillation between intense heat waves and cold goosebumps. But this is just another reflection of the transformation that is underway. Now that you know how to recognize these signs, the question is, what are you going to do with this information? Will you ignore and follow life as if nothing is happening, or will it embrace this energy transformation and allow your conscience to evolve even more? The truth is that the change has already begun, whether you are prepared or not. The difference between those who really awaken and who is still stuck with the limitations of the old reality is the way they react to these signs. So look at your body, pay attention to synchronicities, realize the subtle changes around you. The fifth dimension is not a distant place, she is manifesting now, and who is ready will feel it increasingly intensely. Have you noticed these spiritual symptoms in your daily life? How have you dealt with this transition? Comment down here and share your experience. And if this content has made sense to you, be sure to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Here, we will continue to deepen this knowledge and help you understand everything that is happening. You are not alone in this process, and the journey is just starting.